Knowledge, teamwork, and game smarts. These are the ingredients turning your everyday players into tomorrow's professional gamers. But to truly appreciate the future competitors of esports, we need to pay homage to the moments from the past. Arena Esports takes you on a trip back in time to enjoy the greatest plays from the world of esports. "12 professional heroes of the Storm teams travel to Jönköping in Sweden for the 2018 Heroes of the Storm Mid Season Brawl, a culmination of the world's greatest Blizzard multiverse MOBA stars. Swords clashed, rivalries were formed, and the world's most elite players of the game stopped at nothing for the mid-year trophy.
Dreadnought, and as much as we had fun in games before, it all gets very, very serious now between these two teams. And we're looking at it, it's one of the best finals we could have hoped for.
South Korea's Gen.G were the unstoppable force in the event's upper bracket, defeating the likes of Team Dignitas and Tempest to secure a ticket to the event's grand finals. Sake, Tist, Rich, Reset and Kyocha were ready to put on a show in front of the DreamHack crowd. After climbing back from the lower bracket, the Honourable Dignitas also qualified for the grand finals, leading the way as the European favourite. Snitch, JPL, Polk, Wabi and Zalia took to the main stage and were prepared to fight against the odds. The grand final would be a classic esports rivalry between South Korea and Europe, all in pursuit of a $250,000 prize pool. Gen.G went into the first match with a one-game advantage due to its upper bracket success. Picks like Sonya and Garrosh fortified their team's frontline, while the damage output of Hanzo and Jaina would help contest capture points from afar on the map of Volskaya Foundry. Kyocha snapped up Wabi for first blood. But regardless of the team's aggressive play, it was Dignitas that wiped the South Koreans off the first capture point and started to march down the laneways with the game's first protector. The Europeans consistently kept a firm level lead. The target to focus was called, and in a blink of an eye, another member of Gen.G would fall to the ground. The South Koreans regained lost ground and unlocked their Storm talents. A push at the bottom lane saw Dignitas crumble. The remaining players had to fall back and defend. The bottom keep fell as a half-health protector moved in on the Dignitas core.
JPL is already low, the shields are falling, the situation is dire for Dignitas, but Sonya falls.
They get Sonya, and we're going to have also Malfear with the ice block on the back right. The core continues to get lowered, though. It's down to 40%. The protector continues to focus. Rich stepping up to bring out the auto. Doesn't get kill. Li Ming's getting resets, trying to find those kills, but will it be enough? No! Gen.G is able to get a win and goes up 2-0 in the series.
With a strong two-game lead, it was off to Infernal Shrines to continue the South Koreans' DreamHack dominance. Garrosh and Hanzo made a return for the Gen.G squad, while Dignitas made plans to lock down players with Medivh and Stitches. Dignitas' hero combo paid off only seconds in, as Rich was hooked and eliminated for first blood. Immense lane pressure was obtained by summoning a Punisher. This required a team to secure 40 minion kills around the map's shrines. The first Punisher of the game went to Gen.G, who continued to crush the bottom lane and weaken Dignitas' defenses. The Europeans once more had the team experience advantage, but regardless of the minor level lead, Gen.G had the damage spread and safely secured the next Punisher. Dignitas lanes continued to fall as Gen.G zoned out their opponents to secure the Punishers. The Europeans were forced back into their base to defend. The game flipped on its head at the 17.5-minute mark as Dignitas wiped 3 members of Gen.G off the map and finally secured their first Punisher. The middle lane was demolished as the team in red and their Mortar Punisher crashed through the lane's defenses. The South Koreans did what they could to draw out the game, but their attempts failed.
Here comes the ice block on Jaina. Poik is using it already. JPL is low, but he gets for the free win. There it goes down. The gods are bleeding. They're bleeding, Tim. Once again, Dignitas, they threw everything at them. 38-0 for Gen.G, but Dignitas
Dignitas had found its win as the European crowd cheered their name. Game 3's Tomb of the Spider Queen is where the team in yellow and black needed to continue their winning momentum. Chromie, Gen.G and Leoric were heroes, all capable of minion wave clear.
Pushing this back.
This was important as Infernal Shrines required the collection of 50 crystals, only obtainable by spiders that spawn in the 3 lanes of minions. Once handed in, all 3 lanes were pushed in thanks to the shadowy powers of web weavers. Gen.G was the first to hand in, which put Dignitas on the defensive. With level 10 unlocked, Gen.G had their ultimates. A small window of opportunity opened for the South Koreans to seize the map boss, while their second round of web weavers prepared to push. Dignitas' base was left in a critical state. With 3 levels down, there wasn't much hope for the Europeans at the game's 8-minute mark. In a rampage to end it all, the South Koreans took to the mid lane and began their assault. Sake kept his team alive as a defenseless core fell in Gen.G's favour.
They'll have web weavers, a map objective helping out. Stitch for one last-ditch attempt is trying to get a kill, but even he can't get that. Wubby is the only member of Dignitas standing as Gen.G plays with their food. They get another pickoff, finally finishing off the core as they clean it up, going up 3-1.
Dignitas were left shattered, but there were still more battlegrounds to be played and more strategies to be formed.
Dignitas has shown that they are strong, they can contend with Gen.G here and could take us further.
European powerhouse Dignitas were woefully behind at the mid-season brawl, but their luck was about to change on the treacherous battleground of Dragonshire. Only 22 seconds into the match, JPL's early elimination put the team behind. The squad would have to focus their attention on the map objective in order to turn this one around. By controlling both the northern and southern shrines on the map, Gen.G was able to take control of the first Dragon Knight. This ferocious beast took down towers and other structures in a pinch and forced Dignitas to rally together and defend. Gen.G were winning team fights, but with Dahaka's global mobility, Wubby was taking back the map shrines and delaying the next Dragon Knight. Dignitas made a play for the southernmost mercenary camp, and it paid off big time. 3 members of Gen.G fell to the ground in the attempted ambush. As a result, Dignitas found its first Dragon Knight and started to crush the bottom lane. Polk put holes in Gen.G's defense after snapping up a double kill. Gen.G's deaths were staggered. There was no one left to defend.
Dignitas take them all. They go for the team fight, and the European team is once again saying, "We will not fall." They go in, and here's the question: where were you when gods were bleeding? As Dignitas takes the game against Gen.G, they win Dragonshire, and they're starting another comeback.
The Dignitas squad were pushing back. 2 more map victories would see the Europeans take the DreamHack trophy. So it was time to knuckle down and prepare for Towers of Doom. This particular map was all about zone control. Gen.G went global with picks like Dahaka and Falstad, while Dignitas concentrated on a teamfight composition, picking Li Ming and Genji. Altars were the top priority. Once captured, the enemy core came under fire. The damage scaled depending on the amount of keeps a team controlled, so lane pushing was key leading into the late game. Dignitas took control of the bottom lane to significantly strengthen their bombardments. Gen.G, however, was able to regain control, capitalizing on Dignitas' mistakes by picking off their players. The Li Ming and Genji picks from the draft started to pay off. In a crucial team fight that changed the flow of the game, Dignitas wiped Gen.G off the board. Not wasting any time, the Europeans went all in on Gen.G's towers. Once all of them were under Dignitas control, the opposing core was destroyed in seconds.
Dignitas continues to siege. They are going to get another shot. Another one finds the cost. Another one. 3, going down to 2, going down to 1.
You got to be kidding me! Dignitas pulls it off! They combine! They take the game! And
Fans couldn't believe their eyes. The Grand Final series went all the way to a Game 7 tiebreaker in what was predicted to be a South Korean clean sweep. It would all come to an end at Sky Temple. Team compositions flipped entirely as Gen.G went for teamfight domination and Dignitas switched to a global hero strategy. Gen.G had the right idea from the get-go. Contesting the map's temples resulted in more siege damage to Dignitas' structures. All they had to do was keep up with team experience and the map objectives would fall in their favour. Dignitas' first keep crumbled at the 9-minute mark with the successful capture of the map boss. A level and a half behind their opponents, the Europeans were showing some signs of life by pushing the team in blue off the temples. The small victories weren't enough, as Dignitas' first Tier 2 keep was destroyed. The top lane was in turmoil. The team in red made a break for the map boss as their last remaining keep crumbled to the ground. Their core was exposed. The map boss would apply little pressure while Gen.G controlled the temples. Dignitas' core was losing health every second that went by. Reset and Sake made a break for the Dignitas core. Low on health, it didn't take long for Gen.G to finish the game and claim the Mid-Season Brawl trophy.
41 points on the core, and here comes Gen.G. Reset wants it. They're trying to finish it. 21% on the core. What a finish! What a finish! Rich goes in there's Reset. They're trying to go for it. Is it enough? 1%. It's over. It's over. Gen.G.
In an extraordinary act of sacrifice, Gen.G secured Sky Temple and became DreamHack champions. The crowd erupted in celebration as the Mid-Season Brawl victor was declared.
Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to keep up to date with the amazing esport content from around the gaming globe. Only on Unbeaten Esports.